The selectable logic of dog culture. Have you ever noticed that dog culture loves to use certain terms and concepts when it comes to defending their viewpoint? Yet when it comes to other people in society trying to use those type of standards and things like that, that dog culture just wants to throw it all out the window. Let's look at one such case. So we're talking about fear. So we're looking at the case of Davenport police officer that shot a dog. So you notice right here in this transcript, the police investigation said the video backed up the statement that the officer had sincere fear. So when an officer is being run down by a dog or backed into traffic by a dog, like, you just got to look at these stories for yourself. But it's not just the dog that is causing a problem for the officer. It's the environment. Many of these dogs will run after officers and they have to run backwards into traffic or run through a house, like an unknown house. You could fall and trip over all types of stuff, sharp objects. And so the officers deploy their firearm on the dog because they fear for their life or safety or the safety of other people. Officers don't want to wait until they've had part of their leg torn out by a dog or other things like that. FedEx workers have their legs torn out by dogs. So, anyways, fear is part of this. The officers have fear. But, like the case of this Davenport police officer, I'll put some more videos in the description if you want to check it out. They are ready to basically crucify this officer. They want him fired. They want him to be jailed. They want justice for the dog. Justice for the dog. Well, let me show you something else about fear. So when it comes to dogs attacking little kids, they will constantly say something like, oh, the dog was afraid. The kid made the dog afraid. The dog needs a second chance. The dog needs more training. You need to learn to respect the dog. They don't use any of that type of logic when it comes to these police officer attacks.
Kalia loves dogs, even after a traumatic experience from her family's dog when she was little.
My family did tell me not to get in his face, but I did get in his face, and I did scare him.
Okay, well, how come we can't use this logic with those dogs then? The dogs were told not to get in the face of police officers, right? Didn't you tell your dog? Didn't you properly tell your dog not to get in the face of police officers? Your dog got in the face of a police officer, and you got injured or shot, and now you need to shut your dog-loving mouth and learn to respect society and respect police officers and control the movements of your dogs, just like we do with our little kids.
He, of course, reacted, and I got bit.
He, of course, reacted, and I got bit. Well, if you're going to use that logic on your children, you should use that logic on your dog. My dog got in the face of a police officer, and the police officer reacted, and I got shot, or stun gunned or maced. So do you guys see what I'm saying? You see how they treat these children? They expect these children to control their movements. They expect these children to take all the guilt of any of these dog attacks. Oh, you must have scared your family dog by kissing it in the face. So you're the one at fault. Yet they won't put a dog at fault when the dog gets in the face of a police officer or anyone else.
Even though Kalia says she had to undergo plastic surgery, she says learning to respect dogs made her love them even more.
Well, why don't we use that type of logic on the police officer case? How come dog owners cannot respect the law? How come dog owners cannot respect their fellow humans and neighbors and police officers and emergency workers? Put your dog on a leash, get your dog restrained, and if you're not able to do it, it is your fault. Just like in these cases, hundreds and thousands of these cases, just like this one I'm showing you, the kid is bit by a dog, they blame the kid, and then they say that the dog needs a second chance. Well, how about you give the police officer a second chance too? Whenever a dog does something stupid or screwy, they just act like the dog was just totally in the right. And then they blame little kids. So dog owners, they just get to select their own logic. They get to act like all of this accountability and training is so important until something happens where one of their dog gets hurt, and then they don't care. Then they're ready to throw their fellow humans under the bus, fire police officers, and have zero accountability for the actions of their dog. Yet they will dump truckloads of accountability on little kids, just like in this story. So that has been a look at some of dog culture and how their logic works. And this is a society-wide thing. Like these two videos I'm showing you, I didn't cherry pick these. These are very common and easy to find, especially the ones with little children that have face surgeries. They blame the child. They say the child needs to respect dogs. Even like veterinary websites and write-ups talk like that. They blame the children. And this is, by and large, not healthy for our humanity. It's not healthy for your brain to operate in this way. To force all of this blame on little kids during a dog attack. And then when your dog attacks somebody, you are completely unwilling to take the blame for what happened. But then turn around, and if your kid gets bit, you're happy to put all that blame on your little child. So, hope you guys liked this little video. See you guys in the next one. Later.